we go. There we go. Fixed it. Wow. Dumb day for me today. Wow. There we go. Lower sitting. Much more comfy. Alright. Whoa, okay, jumping around there. We're having problems. Alright, what was I working on? Okay. I see. Alright, cool. There it is. There we go. Alright. Okay. I like the jazz music I've got going. There we go. Get a little. There we go. Get those eyebrows in. I'll have to ask Des to join the stream and see if noise leveling is better than it was. Give me a second. That just drawn PNGs, trying to make more cohesive together looking ones. Just ones that look better together than, you know, my current one. Go without a face for now. It's not like a neat one. You know? I don't need a face. Faces who need faces. Let's see. I don't have much to talk about. I tend to be a very focused person. It's not like there's anyone. Hello?
Sorry, I have on the door.
No, you're fine. Yeah, it's not like there's anyone watching. So, it does. How's sound quality? Okay, I turned up the mic itself on the PC, so I probably sound a lot better. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. You can stick around if you want, it gives me someone to talk to, but I can understand if you're busy. Because all I'm doing is drawing. There's, like, not much else to talk about.
Yeah, I don't really have a conversation.
I mean, we could talk about that project you got going on in the background there.
Maybe. I don't have too much progress on it.
Yeah, fair enough. Could also just chat. I don't know, come up with topics. There's not a lot that I could do to make my stream more active aside from finding something to talk about. That's kind of hard when there's no one to talk to. I don't know, is there any, like, games you want to talk about? Game releases?
Tell them to talk about the Roblox game.
The what?
Helper County. Helper County?
Cardi wants you to talk about Helper County. Oh, is there? How's that? Does this help at all? Oh.
Sorry?
Does that help any?
Yeah. Given I can't hear myself anymore.
Okay. I'm gonna turn the music off if you're gonna be on here, because I think part of that's part of the reason.
Sure. So, Helper County, or, Ralph, I think, is how it's said.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure I got that right here.
Yeah, I know nothing about most Roblox things. So.
I'm not too knowledgeable either, but we played through this recently, and its prequel has a new ending that's out now.
Oh.
Because I decided to follow it since it's so well made.
You're not fair.
I believe it's called a stereotypical obby, the original.
Oh, is that the thing you guys were playing that one time?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
It's strangely a ARG, like it's got like some analog horror shit going on.
Hmm.
There's like a whole like all the release videos have like this analog horror video bullshit. It's great.
That is actually really
Um,
neat.
including footage of someone getting shot.
Oh, shit.
Probably not real footage, but you know,
Oh, wow.
someone getting shot by a double barrel shotgun, if I remember correctly.
Hmm.
And we even get the police report as part of the in-game stuff you can find.
Interesting.
It's like a secret little Easter egg. If you looked at the release stuff, you could look up the police number and get the report.
Interesting. Isn't this
Put it
the
in.
game that you guys were playing where you guys kept dying because you couldn't figure out how to properly, like, get through part of the game?
Well, we made it through the game just fine. The thing is that there isn't another ending to Repla County yet. I mean, there is an ending. It is an ending, just flat out. We don't know what the fuck it means, but we do get shot at the end, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But there is the good ending, which the two of us have not actually gotten to play yet. It released like literally yesterday. So
Oh, damn.
I guess that's why they wanted me to talk about it. The visuals of the Relic Country is really good. Like, very visually interesting in comparison to the first game, which is, you know, to be as, you know, normal as possible. Which, you know, it has its place, as you know, with like Warm Isolation and stuff, which is another one that I like a lot. Using that nostalgic kind of graphic style is definitely a good option. But I can say pretty certainly that the other game, the actual county, is really cool. And definitely a little more than I expect from the average horror or ARG style game you can find on the site. So yeah, I mean it's cool. It has a story that we don't know much about yet, but is continuing to kind of hook me here and there. So it's not particularly like nothing. It's pretty interesting. It has something going on.
I could probably play
Good
through that
question,
one of these
Sam.
days. I do have a Roblox account.
But that, yeah, you do.
Sure, Carney would adore me, like, doing something like that, playing Roblox for stream.
Possibly.
Feel the autism from here.
Hey!
Damn.
God damn it, Saikuno.
Are you having a time with your microphone or something?
What do you mean?
I heard the notification and then just thump, 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 thump. Like that, yeah.
Ah, it's the microphone having a time. Hold on.
My streamer.
It's a super sensitive microphone now, so.
Well, yeah.
Well, I had to turn it to 100 just for it to stop being quiet.
Yeah.
I'm a good distance away from it now. I'm usually, like, up on it when I'm streaming.
You for real need a new mic.
Yeah, I have a thing set up on Ko-Fi for a, like, hey, at this many, you know, donations, I'll buy myself a new mic type of thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, people buying commissions or whatever.
Yep.
So.
But yeah, I mean, the game's pretty interesting. I'm excited to check out what the good ending has in store, since the original game only had a bad ending to begin with, and only really had more questions than answers.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We will see.
Yep. I mean, in other news, I'm super excited. I just spent 7 hours watching through VTuber Agency debut stream.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm super excited because specifically Merriweather is one of the top, like, this is a really cool person and a really cool artist that I really look up to, so I'm super excited to see what kind of content they have. And that's from my sphere of the internet. I don't normally interact with anything Roblox unless it's like the
Neither
updates.
do I really.
Well,
I have to.
unless it's like the updates that I get from the devs of like Lumion Legacy.
Well, yeah. Well, whenever they end up actually updating
Yeah.
anything ever, God, it takes
God
them, like,
forbid.
weeks to just like say a word about their game, and then like a month later you'll get like, hey guys, here's this event where we have like Amon. It's like, gee, thanks. How about like the rest of the game? It's been like 6 months.
Yep. I don't know. I can't blame them too much.
Like, I don't want to rush them or anything, but like,
Yeah.
hello? It's like, are you guys still alive? I mean, I can barely tell 90% of the time.
Right? And then they'll just appear out of nowhere. It's like a person
'Cause
committed
it's
to
like-
just being like, boo! That's all.
The problem is like, they'll show up after 6 months and then just be like, hey, we got an event. You know what the event is? 2 Pokemon. Sorry, Lumions. Bye! It's like, gee, thanks, I guess. I'm sure to not check that out at all.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah, really. Like, the game's pretty decent, and I have some, small nitpicks about it, but other than that, it's like, it's fine. But, like... Hello? Is anyone here?
Right?
Are we still developing the video game, or is it just like moving on to new things, or just disappearing?
Right?
I mean, what? I don't know, man. For all I know, they could just stop developing it, and it wouldn't be too different for a couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, when it comes to like the small things I have about it, the NPCs are weird. It's like the big thing, because they're using sort of the Anthro style. It's not exactly, but it's pretty similar. And when they're just using like base, your avatar as the character you play as, like that's great. In my case, where I do have an actual avatar on most of my accounts, but like, even if I did, and maybe I don't, which wouldn't be very great because no one wants to be running around as a bacon hair.
Right.
Well, no, there are situations, but it's just like every other character has a completely different aesthetic from you, which really just makes things feel weird when you finally do like, talk to your so-called friends when you are like an alien species compared to them.
I've seen that a lot.
Like
I've seen that a lot with that one account that you have that you play with your friend, specifically for Lumion Legacy. It's fucking weird. To be fair, that's intended to be
that one
fucking
was
weird.
intended.
But
the
like
other
even
one
even
is
your
intended to be.
Yeah, like your usual account that you would use just looks weird. And it's supposed to look like a normal person. It looks fine in other games. But the model types that they use in Lumion is just...
It's not the same as normal Roblox, which is fine if they didn't decide to use normal avatars. Think of Neon Knights. I don't know if I've even shown you that. It's an amazing game. Neon Knights is a roguelike game set in like some kind of like high-tech Korea thing.
Oh, you've shown it to me, but it was a long time ago.
Either way, it uses its own model type. It's, for one, very nice looking. I mean, obviously they can't go like super high quality because, well, it's Roblox. It would shit itself. But like, it works because you have to custom create your character to start. Because if you didn't, and you just ran around as Guy, it would look really fucking weird. And that's the problem with Lumion Legacy, is that they don't let you, like, create a guy that looks like it fits in. You are like a blocky dude, and even if you do use Arthro style stuff and, like, you know, get all lanky and stuff, you're still not gonna actually fit in because every character has been, like, scaled to change, like, proportions to be more, you know, good. Whereas you can't really do that very effectively with the normal Avatar stuff. So it's just kind of scuffed.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just kind of a little scuffed. Whereas, you know, with something like Neon Knights, I fit right in, and I feel like I'm an actual character in this world, and it gives me some level of immersion that Lumion Legacy doesn't at all. I mean, like, even with the two accounts that are literally built to look like they'd fit into that sort of thing, you know, just a guy, they are blocky and weird and don't mesh at all.
Yeah, that's definitely
Which
a problem.
Is goofy.
Like, it's not really game breaking. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely an experience breaker, if anything.
It messes with your, you know, immersion, which I know, big corporate word for big corporate meanings, but, I mean, that's what it is. The immersion is scuffed as hell.
Which, to be fair, I can understand from an artist's point of view, especially when it comes to, like, 3D models, trying to figure out, like, a character model for, like, the way that Roblox is put together. Yeah, I can understand not wanting to do that, because they're focusing more on the models for the animals and stuff. Having to make a player character move like that is,
Well, the problem is, right, they got the NPCs running perfectly fine, including animations for trainer battles, which they have their own little, like, throw animations and stuff. They do have the stuff set up to just swap the avatar out. I mean, like, I don't know, like, what back-end shenanigans are going on, because, you know, a lot of the time when you're developing a game and you don't think about that sort of thing, other parts of the video, like, other parts of the code will sort of, like, stuff up things you want to try out later because it's, like, all based off of this one kind of API thing. But even still, I can't imagine it's impossible to use the same model type because you obviously were able to use it for NPCs, which were able to run animations and talking and all that just the same as a normal player would. So,
yeah, that
I don't know, it just seems weird.
Yeah, that I get. Like, yeah, there's definitely a little, like, to that, but at the same time...
I mean, obviously, I obviously, you know, understand that they probably don't give a fuck, to be honest, because, like, it's not that important, but, I think that's actually one of the big things about, Roblox as a platform, is that a lot of the times you'll see people wanting to do this one thing with their game, you know, they want to make it, like, a cool aesthetic thing, you know, I want to make the game made out of cardboard or something, which is really cool, but it only really has, like, a neat factor that kind of just leaves after, like, an hour of gameplay, because the gameplay is horribly boring. You know, like, things just don't happen, there's no good gameplay loop, whatever's there is, like, a simulator game, which is, like, if I wanted to play a mobile game, I'd hop on my phone.
Yeah.
It, like, I understand that there's, like, a huge market for mobile games on that site. Duh. But, like, if I wanted to play a mobile game that played like any other mobile game, I wouldn't play Roblox. I would just play a mobile game.
That, yeah, absolutely.
Which I don't want to, because I'm not a big fan. But, like, the idea of, like, I just want to do this one thing, and then I expect it to do well, and, like, be good, is just, I don't know, wishful thinking. That's not true. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
A game is not just one cool idea. Think of how, you wouldn't get this, but I complain about this to one of my other friends, you know. Shindo Life. This is a game that is definitely not Naruto, and definitely not because they almost got sued. They, obviously just wanted to make a Naruto game. That's how it works. That's what they wanted to do, and that's what they tried to accomplish. The problem is they attempted to accomplish it by just adding the general, like, movement of Naruto and, like, the jutsus, and then from there didn't think about, like, the game part of the game. Because, like, there's plenty of, fun parts about being able to run around on trees or, go around and look around the Leaf Village or whatever. But, like, I don't have any reason to really do anything besides I want to get strong so I can beat up random people for no reason. Like,
yeah,
that's not fun. Like, it's like interesting to be like a thing that you could do for like a bit, but
when
like,
it's the
not...
whole gimmick, it's a little redundant in a way.
Yeah, there's nothing really to do after. Like, once you're like strong enough to basically take on most people, it's like, what the fuck do you do now? Which is nothing. You don't do anything until the next content patch shows up, and they're like, whoa, go beat this, slightly stronger NPC 15 times in hopes of maybe getting the new content. Which is like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
Why would I? And, like, some of these items only show up at a specific time, and when they do show up, it's not even guaranteed that you will get it, even if you do beat the, scuffed as hell boss. Like, nothing...
That sounds like fun.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there to chewing.
Yeah.
There's nothing there to get to eating. It's all just... boring.
If anything, it's experience-based, but in a way that the experience is homogenous. It's one single taste rather than like a full course meal, which is what you would get from like a fully fleshed out game idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you, I could go out into the Leaf Village, and what is the thing I do? I grab, like, the same missions over and over again. They don't change. They're randomly generated, but they don't really feel any different. And I get, like, half a level of XP when I do it, and levels don't even really matter. So I do that, and I'm like, gee, what else could I be doing? And I look over to the rest of the area, and I see, ooh, ramen. I'll eat some ramen. You know what that does? Nothing. You sit down, and you just eat ramen, and then stop eating ramen. It's literally like a 5-second animation that does nothing. It's
I mean, like, even...
That's cool. That's cool if it had anything, like, to surround it as a gameplay element.
Yeah. Like, on the topic of including food or just everyday actions into a video game, The World Ends With You, the original, did really well with including food as, like, you're just a dude in the middle of Shibuya. Food is gonna be a thing. And they turned it into a way of giving buffs and battles and, certain, like, in general, they turned it into something interesting. Which is more than I could say for most,
even if it wasn't particularly, like, even if it's just, like, a buff, and that's all it does, that would be more. That would be more than what Shindo Life's doing with their content, because they literally just say, hey, look at this animation that you can do once and then forget about it forever because it has no actual use.
Right.
And, like, I can't, like, go under mentorships with any of the characters to, like, learn stuff. I can't, like, there's nothing. And anything that there is way down the line because the update came out later, and they're like, oh, but our main player base is so high level. They're going to be like, oh, why can't everyone do this?
Yeah.
Because, the community is kind of stuffed. which is not good. It's just not. When you want to make new content from your game, you need to make it accessible to people who are going to play the game because they see, oh shit, this game has an update. I want to check it out now. Not, this game has an update. Anyway, I'm going to go check it out and notice that the new content is locked behind 500 hours of gameplay. Like, that would be fine if the new player had anything to do before then, but they don't.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be, like, level 550 on your 13th rebirth to make your own custom sword.
Yeah.
Which is, like, cool. And, like, you know one of that things that, what's his name? Shikamaru's dad. What was his name?
Don't mind me just sticking you in the bottom corner. It's just the old,
Oh,
PG
hey.
view.
Oh, hey, me. Oh, hey, old me.
Just put you in the corner.
But,
That way
like,
people know there's someone else.
The thing of, like... Was it Ryuma? Was that his name? No. No, Ryuma's the zombie from One Piece.
Which one are you talking about?
Shikamaru's dad.
I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Let me take a look. Shikaku, was it? I feel like I got this wrong. This isn't right. It was Konohamaru's nephew as well, I think. Asuma, was it? I think it was Asuma. Yeah, that's the guy. I had all the things messed up. But, Asuma, he has those little, like, brass knuckle knife things, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
And one of the main capabilities of it is using his style chakra to, like, make it stronger and cut better and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Shindo Life, they were like, oh man, this is a sick idea. I want to put it in my game. And what they did was lock it behind being like hundreds of hours into the game, which is incredibly stupid.
What?
Like, if I want to be good at using a weapon, I should be able to train myself in using a weapon, and therefore allowing myself to control my weapon, rather than having to do, like, menial tasks for 400 hours just to get to the point where I can do the cool stuff that I wanted to try.
Exactly.
Like, that's not
like
sense.
locking the cool things that people want to do behind freaking like play walls like that and stuff, especially boring play walls, is it's so bad.
Like, there's a place for play walls like that. However,
yeah, like,
you need to actually have something to do.
Yeah, like the one game that I regularly play on Roblox is BSim. Even BSim has cool things that you can get and, like, do early on that make going through the game over and over and over and over and over again through the level up system, you know, going from, you know, worker bee to king bee, queen bee, omega bee, whatever. It makes it worth it. And they make it easier each time you level up. But they make it worth it to get to the cool stuff.
Well, yeah.
And the cool mechanics
with,
and the neat things that you could do.
Games like Bee Simulator is, that is their entire thing, is hooking you in with as much content as fast as possible. Big dopamine train thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. Like, that's its entire job to do that. I would wish that these kinds of games weren't so prevalent, but, you know, other than that, they're fine. The thing is, with Shindo, though, is that I don't want to sit there and hit a fucking log for that long just so I can get to the part of the game that's actually good.
Yeah.
Like, you'll hear, it's like those people who say, like, oh, don't worry, man, play 20 hours and it'll get good. I'm not gonna do that, because why would I? And that's the kind of energy I see around Shindo Life, is that you know, just play it for a long time and eventually it'll be good again. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, why should I? I have no reason to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The only thing I have to, you know, look forward to is one small feature, which is incredibly dull when put in front of that much content that you have to get through. Well, content, putting up the little, you know, fingers, you know, content.
Yeah.
Because, again, it's really not content. I mean, it is, by the definition, content. But who wants to sit and hit a log for 14 hours?
Yeah.
You know your game is bad when it comes to progression if there is a command in-game to activate an autoclicker.
Yeah.
Because why should I have to be AFK in a game about training my body to be strong enough to succeed at what I want to do?
Yeah.
Why am I not there for that? I
Well,
should be there for the part in which I get stronger, so I feel like I've accomplished something.
Yeah. It screams incomplete game to me, if anything. It gives the sense of, like...
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It is incomplete. But you know what's worse is that it's been incomplete for like 10 years or some bullshit. And they keep remaking the game. Sometimes it makes it better, sometimes it makes it worse. But either way, they never go anywhere cohesive. They just say, oh, this is a cool idea, and put it in to the game so you can try it out when you're level 500. It's like, that's not...
So the problem is
I don't care.
it's not that they're implementing new things into the game to make the game more interesting. They're implementing things into the game as, like, new content for later game, and it's killing their game.
Well, the problem with me is that it's not killing their game. I kind of wish it would. Because there's so many people who, you know, do enjoy the game, and I have nothing, you know, to say wrong about that, but, you know, if you're going to tell me that the game is good, then make the game good, because it's not. It's really not a good game. Like,
Oh,
you can
try not
enjoy
to-
a bad game, but don't tell me it's good.
Try not to lose my shit, because you just started... for like a solid second.
That's awesome.
You
You've also
turned
been
into a
glitching out
robot.
on my side.
You turned into a robot.
It's what I do. But yeah, the idea of like telling me that this game Shindo Life is amazing and everyone should play it is goofy as hell to me, because it's just not good. Like, you can enjoy a bad game, trust me, I would know, but don't tell me it's good.
Yeah.
Because it's not. You can't... No matter how much gaslighting you do to me and you, it's not going to change the quality of the game. And it's
Nope.
only entitling these people who are making the game to not make the game better. Because, you know, they don't have to keep getting the clicks and keep getting people to play it again and more. It's just... I don't know, man. It's so... That's like one of the big things about these kinds of games, is that it's like they're not going to improve if we keep just letting them get away with doing the minimum amount of stuff to make the game better.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there are games out there that are actually trying to make like real experiences. Think like Starscape, for instance. That game is constantly improving itself, or it was until the horrifying crash of, like, the entire community a while back. But it's still being developed, if much more slowly now. But, like, they are attempting to actually take community feedback and be like, oh, this would make sense to add because, you know, the players, the people who are going to make my game succeed and actually do also enjoy my vision for the game, are talking about what they think would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, since I do like this game a lot, mining. Just mining, generally. In that game, it's pretty boring. Like, I'm not even gonna, you know, beat around the bush. It's boring.
Mm-hmm.
It's profitable, but it's boring. And the thing is that they're working on a mining update right now. And that's because they have listened to the people around them who are saying, hey, mining's pretty boring. Maybe we should try and make it less boring. And it's like, they're probably right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a good idea to look at the community feedback and be like, yeah, maybe I should take a look at that, you know, test out the waters with that. If I don't think it would work out, then I don't think it will work out. But if I do think it'll work out, fucking do it. Like, unless if it's something that you, with your, you know, current skill, just can't really accomplish, which to that I totally understand. I've tried coding. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
No shit. But, like, these people are good coders. I don't know about Shindo. Sometimes I wonder if they really know what they're doing, because one of the big things that make the game feel like not great at all is this is a really small feature that ruins the game's movement. So you know how if you like fell from a high place in a video game, you know, like in Super Mario Odyssey or something, you like fall from a building in New Donk City, you squish down a little bit, and Mario's like, whoo, and then gets back up, and it's like, oh, you fell from a high distance. It's going to take a lot of time for you to get back up. They tried to do that, because of course that would make sense, because, you know, platforming and movement games, of course that's how that's going to work. However, they made it so sensitive that the simple landing on the ground after you jump is already too much, and you immediately can't move for like a half second every time you land, which is fucking insane, because I've specifically looked up and followed a tutorial on how to do that better. It is like 15 lines of code. Which is to say, I don't know how the fuck they messed it up this bad. And they have yet to actually fix it, and it's been in the game for like a year.
Oh, wow. Wait, is that what you were talking about that one time when you said you were looking up a way to, like, do a certain movement in Lua?
Well, yes and no. I was generally trying to figure out a decent movement system, which included like momentum conservation and stuff. But one of the big things is that I wanted, if falling for a long distance or at a high enough speed, you would have like a pause. You've just landed from a high speed or a high distance. So obviously you're gonna have a moment when you land. Because you're not, you don't feel like a god. And I looked up how to do that. It's not difficult at all. You literally just say, hey, is the player in the air for this long? Yes? Cool. Done. That's not particularly robust, obviously, but like in a game like Shindo Life, that would have worked just fine. Or, how many stuns off the ground were they when they initiated the jump procedure? This many? Then when they land, probably do this. Like, that's not very robust either, because if someone jumped onto the ledge, then it would still have that thing. But either way, it would be better than just, like, sitting there crouched down like you just jumped off of the New York State buildings and just, after jumping off of, like, an inch of ground. Like, you can even jump off of the ground you're on to the ground you are still on and have that, like, struggling to get up movement as if you just, jumped off of a fucking skyscraper, which is dumb. Like, how do you even make that a feature? It's very strange to me. I'm no, mega genius coder, which, I don't know, man, just looking at it, it kind of feels like they aren't either. I mean, they're better than me. They made a game. That's better, but, I don't know. It just looks really scuffed. And very much ruins a lot of how the game functions. Because, like, it's supposed to feel like you can flow. I mean, think about, like, jumping from tree to tree in Naruto. Do you think that if Naruto jumped off the tree and landed on the grass below him, that he would, like, you know, land there and, like, take a second to breathe? He fucking got winded from that? No. No, he just jumps off the tree and keeps running. Because, like, why would he stop?
That's what they're
He's-
trained for. It's literally
Yeah,
what they're
they're-
trained for.
Yeah, they are trained to do that, and yet, in this game, it is as if you're, like, you're just struggling for every movement, which is really goofy. I mean, there's obviously a balance to strike. You don't want it to be, like, you know, literally just, you know, completely without struggle to move around, but it's not like that.
Yeah. Especially not for, like, a Naruto game. There's a certain level of, like, continuity for that.
Yeah, there has to be a level of fluidity to your movement, because that's literally their job, is to be fluid and fast and good at moving around. Which, that's one of the other things, is that this kind of game could definitely benefit from some kind of story. Like,
Yeah, like some kind of freaking storyline. Any sort of storyline.
just like even like a little thing that just says you hop out of Orochimaru's lab and then go to your village of your choice to learn about the world.
Yeah.
Sure, fine enough. That's something. Do you like the Maple Story vibe where you just like one small thing to get you like thinking about where you need to go, and then from there you do what every other player does. At like a few different like quote unquote main quest side quests.
Yeah.
You know, like the Elven Village from Maple Story. You get that at like level 50.
The fairy village, you mean?
Yeah, not Elven, sorry.
The Fae in the what area?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been in the game.
But you get to that at a certain level, and then after you do that, yeah, I know, right? But once you get to that, you know, you level up a little bit more, and then you reach the level where you can continue the main storyline.
Yep.
That's fine. That works, because there's something interesting to do before you get there.
But making it, like, all-encompassing quest storylines and stuff like that, like, that's part of the reason why I like Hoyoverse so much, is they've got a similar sort of thing. They've got companion quests and, like, all-encompassing side quests that you can do that are their own little stories that you could do between being a certain Trailblaze level or, whatever the Genshin equivalent was. I haven't played that in a while, but, you know.
Well, the thing for me is that I'm not sure how well that would work out with a true custom character, because Trailblazer is...
I mean, it's a blank slate, but at the same time, there's
it's more Link. It's more like Link than it is like an actual custom character.
I'd say definitely more like Link, especially like prior to the Wii Link, because then you
Yeah.
could actually name him.
Yeah. I mean, even Twilight Princess, yeah. And I think...
Well, Twilight Princess was
I think in
originally
Wind Waker, too.
Twilight Princess
Yeah,
was
I know.
originally for the
I know.
GameCube. But, yeah.
And also, what's its name? Skyward Sword also had the naming thing.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. So,
But
pre
overall-
Wii U then in that case, like before Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild.
But either way, even in like Breath of the Wild, you can still very easily put yourself in the shoes of Link, the guy, just the dude, because he's just the dude. It's Link. You know Link. You're like Link because you're Link right now. Like it all works because you know, of course you want to be the cool guy taking down Lionels in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? But like, it's the same sort of thing with the Trailblazer. I think is it's a slate for you to be, which is fine. But when
I
I want to
think
be a
that's
custom character that I specifically design, yeah, like I said, that's what they want. But like with Shindo Life, they give you the ability to pretty heavily customize your character, like all of these different things, which would be neat if it like mattered at all, Because, like, when I make a custom character in a game, I expect something to get the custom character to do something. Not just spawn in the Leaf Village and do something. Because why? Like, why I don't have any reason to do things. I'm here to play the game, sure, but, like, if you want me to be put in the shoes of the character I just made, give me a reason.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, they're here and now they do things. And they did try making a storyline a while back, but you know, that shit was bad. Like, really bad.
So they
Because
need
it
to
was
hire
literally-
a writer. They desperately
Yeah.
need to hire a writer.
I mean, seriously, because, you know what they did? Copied the original show note for note by replacing Naruto with the custom character. That's not good.
That's
at all.
That's some delusional kind of stuff.
I don't find any vibes from being Naruto, you know? Like, I like the character of Naruto, and maybe someone's custom character can have a similar personality,
But
but
not everyone's is gonna be like that.
yeah. Like, if I want to be more of a, you know, cold, calculating Shikamaru type character, me running around and being a goofball in my earlier years makes no sense.
Yeah. Also, your mic got really muffled for a second there.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're fine now.
It's just really scuffed to tell me that you can just be like, you just be Naruto. And for one, it's not even good. Because, like, Naruto's entire reason for being hated is because he has the nine-tailed fox demon in his fucking belly. And that thing murdered, like, everyone's family. So, of course, they're not gonna like him. Like, it's not good that they hate him, but, you know, they have a reason.
Yeah.
But your custom character likely doesn't have a tailed beast or something in them.
Yeah, they're not
just
a
a
Jinchuriki,
guy.
so they're just
Jinchuriki, please.
Jinchuriki.
God.
Sorry, I have not watched anything to do with that for forever. Also, don't mind the Ko-Fi notifications. I have that set up now.
Yep. But, like, that doesn't make any sense to be like that. Because why does everyone hate me if I'm just some kid? Like, sure, I could be bullied by a few people. Why not, I guess? You know, because I might just be weak at the time, and I want to get stronger to, you know, prove them wrong or whatever. Sure, fine enough.
That doesn't mean you have to be Naruto.
Yeah, that doesn't facilitate being hated by the entire fucking world. Because I'm not Naruto. I am Joe Schmo, the leader of the Goober clan. Like,
The Goober
I'm not
clan?
the same character. Yeah, they're highly effective at genjutsu. But yeah, I mean,
Clan. Sorry, I can't get that in
it's
my head.
really goofy. It's just so goofy, and it doesn't make any sense to me. To try and use a story that's already made that needs a specific character to work, and then just put you, like, you know, the fucking, we need you to die for your country, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing. It's like,
The Uncle Sam pointing
I don't
thing.
want to. Yeah, I don't want to be Naruto.
Mm.
Why would I want to be Naruto?
Like
His
I said,
life
that sounds.
fucking sucks.
Like I said, that sounds pretty delusional to me.
Yeah,
Like,
but like,
okay.
if I wanted a character that like meshed in with the custom character's vibe, one big thing: be an experiment. Because one of the big things about the custom character is the goofy ass spin system, which I despise, but I'll digress. You can, you know, spin like a lottery thing to choose what your quote unquote choose what your you know, Kekkei is, your eye dojutsu thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the Sharingan or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, they renamed the Sharingan to literally just demon. They just called it Akuma.
Oh shit.
Yeah, which is like the least creative and honestly just kind of deteriorative sentence, like for that thing, because it's emotional. That's what the Sharingan is. It's all about emotions, not just being evil.
Yeah.
But I'll digress again. Um, like your character randomly has these like many different rare attributes. You know, I'll have like fucking magma release, the Sharingan, and like the fucking ice release. But like that doesn't make sense for a normal person at all.
Mm-hmm.
So make me like an Orochimaru style experiment, like all of what the hell was their name? Sasuke's like posse from like the orange haired guy and all that. Don't remember their name.
Brain. Brain is not braining. The name is not coming to mind. I have to rewatch the goddamn series.
Taka. That was what it was.
Ah.
They were all not exactly experiments, but they were experimented on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you could make us, the player character, some kind of Orochimaru style experiment, like what's his name from Boruto, the like Snake Sage guy, Mitsuki, I think his name is. Then it would make things make much more sense. Because, you know, why does this brown-haired, red-eyed dude also have the Sharingan or the Byakugan? Like, that doesn't... The fuck?
Yeah, I would say definitely like artificial versions of them would make more sense, especially if you're going to include canon characters.
Yeah. I mean, they don't technically include canon characters because they can't.
Yeah.
But, like, analogs for them, pretty much. It just makes it so scuffed. Because, like, I am looking at this character, right? This student is in my class, and he is, like, 5 different people meshed into one guy. Like, maybe his personality's normal, whatever, but, like, bro has 5 different dojutsu, Hashirama cells, and, like, magma release, and we're just not gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Like, we're never going to even remotely cover that part of his existence. Cause, like,
yeah, it gives main character syndrome, like, you know,
yeah.
self-insert on, like, I don't believe in cringe culture being actually cringe, but, like, oh, I'm the main character now, cringe culture type stuff. You know,
Yeah.
This person never existed, but instead I'm the Jinchuriki with the nine-tailed fox, and I've got this, and it's giving, My Immortal from Harry Potter.
Yeah. It's all just like, why would I want to be Naruto?
Like, yeah.
Beats the purpose. Like, I don't have any reason to do that. And God knows I don't give a shit. Like, especially when it doesn't do anything regarding the fact that, again, I don't have a Jinchuriki. I'm not a Jinchuriki. I do not have a tailed beast inside my belly. But for 2, I have, like, 5 different things that one guy shouldn't be able to have.
Yeah.
Cover that. That's interesting. That could be cool. But they don't. They just say, oh, well, main character, and then move on.
Yeah.
Like, that's no fun. And, you know, if you wanted to go, like, actual Maple Story vibes, you could have different types of characters. Think of how, like, in Dragon Age, if you choose a specific race and class, you have a completely different beginning.
Exactly. That's
like,
exactly like the type of thing that you could do is something like that. Like, oh, you have you've chosen to have the Byakugan. Here's how you're related to, you know, the clan that has the Byakugan. You have a Sharingan. How did you get your Sharingan? You know, is it something like the Kakashi situation? Is it a natural thing? Like, was it stolen from one of the dead bodies or something? Because you're an experiment? you know.
Are you Donzo?
Yeah.
Are you Donzo? Are you an asshole? Are you Mr. Toothbrush Mustache from Naruto?
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's like, give us a reason, give us an origin. Where did it come from? This just makes me want
Yeah.
to talk about game writing in general, like indie game writing, and like
Fair.
just in general, like there's so many problems. So
I mean,
many.
like, you could make two very distinct options for, your character and how they function.
Mm.
One is their origin, where they come from. You could have, the four main villagers or whatever. I don't. Is it 5, 6? It changes. Like sand, wind, fire, all that. And then from there, you choose. You've got this Keka Genkai, so you've unlocked that path. You can be, from this clan.
Like, if you choose, the Leaf Village, you get a choice if you want to have, like, a Keka Genkai. That's the eyes thing, right?
Yeah.
You can, if you want to be special, you can choose between, the Sharingan or the Byakugan, and then if you choose the Byakugan, you can be related to the Hyuga clan, that type of thing.
And if they really want to keep the spin system, if you spin and get the specific Keka Genkai, then you can just be like, you've unlocked the path for that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it, like, literally changes 2 lines of dialogue, and be like, this is this guy from this clan instead of this is this guy, that would already be enough to change how it feels.
It may be a little overplayed that it's more believable to have a character that is maybe like either a experiment or a bastard child, perhaps.
Yeah.
Especially for something like the Keka Genkai or release types or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it makes more sense than whatever the heck they have going on.
Yeah. I mean, like, you could have the 4 villages, and then you could have the 2 origins, I am actually a person of the village. I was born here, and I have family here. Things work. Or, I am not normal. I'm an experiment.
Yeah.
That could also... I would say that those 2 things drastically change how the game is played, unlike, the, Keka Genkai slight story additions.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a experiment, who gives a fuck where you found your Sharingan from? It wasn't you who found it, it was whoever the fuck this Orochimaru-style character is.
Yeah.
That was their whole thing, and they probably have figured out how to do that, so whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not the same as, I just want to be Naruto.
Yeah, like I said, it gives my immortal vibes, vampire in the middle of, everything, oh, everyone's in love with me kind of vibes. Without being exactly that, it's just the same vibe.
So I want to be the main character, which is fine. Like,
but you
if
could
the
be a
main
main
character is new.
You can make the main character a main character in a new way.
Yeah. Like, I think that honestly the best way to facilitate a good main character vibe is being an experiment. Because that allows and facilitates all the weird and wacky shit you want to try. Do you want to be a guy who has the Byakugan and the Sharingan for some reason? Then you can do it. Because just in the lore it makes sense. You can do that because you're not normal.
Yeah.
Fine. Like, sure, it's not the most, like, crazy cool thing, but it gives a reason.
Yeah.
Which is more than I can say about what they tried.
Yeah.
Because they literally make you Naruto and give you just some dude that's just supposed to be kinda like Sasuke. And it's just like, I don't care. I just don't. I have no reason. You don't give me any anything to look at. You don't have any like any new shit. I don't want to be Naruto. I'm a fan of the series. I already know what Naruto is.
Yeah.
It's like I know this guy already. I don't need to be him. I don't know. It's just such a just yucky.
Yeah.
It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't even play the game that long, and I already feel that way. Like, I've played more than I care to admit, because I just wanted to complain more, really. So I just made sure I knew enough that nobody could really be like, oh, but you haven't gotten to this part. I'll be like, bitch, the fuck you mean?
There's
I got there. I still think it's bad.
there's a bell curve for that, I'm sure, of like there's a certain point where like there may be more stuff beyond it, but like it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah, it starts at the very beginning of the game. Because it's not worth it to just hit a log for 4 hours. I don't care. Like, and it's just so goofy. I have no reason to play, so why should I?
Yeah. If you want to go do something like, you know, sit and whack at a log for a few hours, go play like a resource management game, like Stardew.
Yeah.
You get something better out of that.
True, actually, just play Stardew Valley if you're playing Shindo Life. It's a completely different vibe, but it's basically the same gameplay. Just more and better.
Yep.
With more diversity and more interesting characters. And characters in general, really. But let me just look it up real quick. Yeah, Shindo Life still has 12,000 people playing right now.
Holy shit.
I don't get it. There's 2.2 billion people who have entered this game. You know, it's not like one person only. It's how many times anyone's ever pressed play. But like, still, that's too many for a game like this.
Fair enough.
Especially since no one seems to complain. You know, like, I get it. It's probably the best version of a Naruto game you can find on the site, but it's not good. And it can be so much more, and that's why it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you just have better taste than the average 14-year-old on the platform.
Unfortunately, yeah. Given I usually don't play shit games unless if I feel like, you know, degrading my palate. I mean, like, you could just... Looking at my favorites, I've got tons of games that I decided to say are pretty decent. And a lot of these games are just games that are like, I want to do this one thing, and I want to do it really well. And you know what? That works. You know, I want to make a game that's all about moving around really fast in a racing game. Shockwave Racing does that beautifully. It's like if Source's surf games were just like, just a little bit more intense. And you know what? It's great. It's a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play it. Because it's just, it says, I want to make a fast-moving racing game. And then it fucking did that and left it at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good job. But, like, the Shindo Life is more like, oh, I want to make this game. It's going to be like an RPG about being a ninja in Naruto. And I'm like, alright. And then they're like, but we're not going to, like, flesh out the rest of what makes an RPG an RPG. We're just going to, like, add a leveling system and add attacks and then just be done. No story, no gameplay loop, really, besides just hitting a log.
Yeah.
We're missing things here.
Yeah, that sounds really frustrating for no good reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I found plenty of great games on the site. Shindo's not one of them.
Yeah.
It's got potential, but the developers don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Which is sad.
Or don't get it. One of the two. Maybe both. In fact, here's a game that does a lot of what Shindo does, but not terribly. And that is Arcane Odyssey. I'd be remiss to anyone who doesn't actually fucking know what I'm talking about if they're around that sphere. It's just magic. It's a magic game. It's like if Fairy Tail and One Piece just like had a fucking time in a room.
We should totally
Like-
play Arcane Odyssey on stream one of these days.
That might be fun, yeah. But like, Arcane Odyssey is like if Shindo Life gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And also had like cool ship mechanics and stuff. But like, I don't care about Shindo Life's like anything because I have no reason to. But in Arcane Odyssey, I wake up on a desolate shore, it's thundering, it's raining, and I go up and I meet somebody who calls me by my name even though I've never met them before. And they say that I've lost my memories and that we've been washed up after escaping from that horrible place and doesn't elaborate. That... I'm in! Alright! What the fuck is happening? Explain!
Yeah, it makes it interesting.
Like, now I have a reason to go out and be. Not to mention, when I level up, I feel it. And when I want to be something that is different from the norm, I can choose stat builds to change how the game plays. Like, I could be a weapons guy. I could be, you know, fighting with specifically just a sword. Or, I could spec into sword and magic and be able to cover my sword in magic and do magic sword attacks. That's awesome! I don't know, man, that's pretty sick. But, like, Shindo doesn't tell you to be able to do that. Like, you know, obviously some ninja in Naruto are spec'd into different fields. Like, Asuma, obviously, is someone who's skilled in Kenjutsu and chakra manipulation. Being that Kenjutsu is weapon stuff.
Yeah.
And chakra manipulation, they're basically like an Arcane Odyssey conjurer. Being a sword plus magic guy. But you can also be a fist plus magic guy, a warlock, which is my favorite because I love punching people with the might of Zeus. Being an electric fighter, that's perfect. Like that's great, and it gives me that customizability that changes my custom character from just being some dude to being, you know, Asimus Fortumen, the guy from Redcliffe. Like, it gives him a reason to exist and a character of some kind. Even if I don't actually know anything about them, it has something.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's even like a morality thing they're going to be working with.
Oh.
Like,
So,
you can
like,
spare a specific law.
Okay, so a morality thing similar to, like, Undertale, or, like, the way that certain actions affect Elite Dangerous?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, for instance, if I spared this individual, then later down the line, if someone is connected to this individual, they might not be as, intense around me. And if I beat them, I might just end up sparing them. But after I killed the last guy, and this guy gets pissed off that I killed that guy, then, will I show mercy again? No. I'm merciless. I'm going to kill them, just like I killed the last guy.
Yeah.
Because, well, duh. So in that way, it's like Undertale, where the idea of, like, after you kill one person, it becomes easier to kill the next person. It's like that. Which adds a level of complexity to the character of you, the player.
Yep.
Which, you know what that does? Immersion.
Yep.
Woo.
Immersion's a big thing for games, especially for like indie games on things like Roblox.
Well,
God, my brain.
anything that includes some kind of exploration or, adventure or action, I want to be enthralled. I don't want to just exist nearby. I don't want to look at the TV screen. I want to be in the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes me enjoy the game more. Even games where there's a set character that has its own level of emotion and talks without my even input, like Ratchet and Clank or something, I still feel immersed because the world is interesting and I can, put myself in the shoes of a person in that world, even if I'm not really Ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
That it still has immersion, despite me not actually playing as me, or playing as some kind of analog. Like, I still feel something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is more than I could say about most of these games.
Yeah.
Like, even Arcane Odyssey has problems. Like, the progression's not the most, awesome thing in the world. It's better than most, but it's not, it's still an MMO. Like, it's still just kind of hit things and then get good. But there's also, RuneScape-style professions, which is another whole avenue of things to look down at.
Yep.
A whole avenue of progression that you could go do while you're bored of smacking the shit out of bandits.
Or treasure hunting, or whatever.
Which, there's treasure hunting in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a thing that could also increase your proficiencies and increase your stats and increase your items. So, man, it just doesn't... Shadow Life is just such a fucking missed bag. It's just fumbled all over the place. It's like they played hacky sack and just kicked the fucking thing through a window and then ran.
Yeah. Absolutely get those vibes with it.
Except that once they break the window, they, come back every day to throw another hacky sack through another window and then just continue to run away again.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there can you just fucking explain yourself for a minute? Why are you coming back to just constantly throw new shit at me?
Yeah. And
it's not good shit. You're still breaking my window.
It's never the same hacky sack, and the hacky sack is, hand crocheted really badly.
Yeah. And the stuffing is, mildly toxic, so you're just oh, thank you, and you sneeze all over the place.
Yeah. It's full of fiberglass.
And yet, for some reason, some dude, that's next to you is just oh, dude, I love this hacky sack, bro. And then you look behind them and they've got another 5 of those other crocheted terribly hacky sacks that have been thrown at them. And they're dude, these guys are so good at making hacky sacks. And you point towards the room of hacky sacks you for some reason have, which are beautifully crafted out of handmade silk.
Yeah.
And you're the fuck are you talking about? And also, do you not see the shards of glass in all of those? They still broke our windows.
Yeah.
And it's oh, well, I mean, yeah, we all mess up. 5 times? Well... It's guys, come on.
Yeah.
Be a little critical, please. But, whatever, apparently. It's the kind of game that will never improve because no one actually cares to have it improve.
Yeah.
And everyone has, a superiority thing about being, so much more high level than everyone and, playing more of it so they know better. Even though, they still don't actually have an eye for any developmental issues. Or any game design at all. It's yeah, man, you've played a lot of the game, but just because you've played a lot of it doesn't mean that you playing only this game for your entire life makes you good at game design. I'm no expert, obviously, but I can see flaws, and there are a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely there are.
undescribable amount. I mean, like, what's the point of beating a boss with all your friends if only one of you gets it, and if they do have it, they can get it again for doesn't even do anything for them, but they can get it again. Just so you don't get it that time.
Yep, gotta love games like that.
It's like, if I say we fight the tailed beast to become a Jinchuriki, because that's a thing. You have to be like super high level and go through like a whole ton of shit or whatever. And it's all really boring, but shit. Bleh. I have to, one, be strong enough to even survive for half a second, which can take forever to begin with, and also probably takes other stuff that you have to also do this sort of situation with, just to be strong enough in general. But you get there, and there's like 2 other people that are also here because they've been waiting as well, because it's like literally based off of real life time every day. If you're lucky, it'll show up. It's like I think it's like a 25% chance every Wednesday at 7 or something that this specific event will happen. That's not even a joke.
That's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Like, you're seriously telling me that I need to wait till 7 p.m. tonight, and then I need to, afterwards, just hope it actually shows up, and if it's Thursday, it doesn't even have a chance of happening. Like, why? And what's scary about that is that even if I do win, and I do, like, you know, maybe I'm, like, the strongest guy in the server, and I'm, like, damn near two-shotting the motherfucker, if any of them got a hit in, they have the equal amount of chance to get the same shit as I do.
Really? That's so bad, though.
And the problem is that if I get it, they won't get it. And if they get it, I won't get it. Which is like, why?
So someone could literally just,
For
like,
what
ride
reason?
on your coattails and just sit and get a hit in, and
They
then
can
just
hit
sit
it
and
once.
wait?
Uh-huh.
That's so
They can
bad.
hit it once and then steal it from you. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's fucking terrible. It's genuinely, like, the most baffling decision I have ever seen from a game. And Cyberpunk exists, so
Yeah.
there have been many baffling decisions that I have seen, and that one somehow manages to take the cake.
Somehow. Ugh.
I mean, that is deranged. What is that? Like, it's like even like a 10% chance sometimes to get the thing. So that's like,
So you've got like a 5% chance for it to even be you.
so the thing is that
Gets
it's
the thing.
1 out of 7 chance that you're even there on the day, because it's like every Wednesday or something, which is already an fucking insane decibel. And then a 1 out of 7 chance turns into another 1 out of 4 of that 1 out of 7. Divided by 7. Which that goes to, already we're at 0.02. And then we get to that plus, oh, I don't know, another 0.1
Jesus.
being a 10% chance to get the actual item you want. So it is a 0.002% chance to get the item you want. And that's at the best of chances. What the
Jeez.
fuck? Like, what? Why? Why? That is incredibly screwed. I don't... Like, I get that it's like a strong thing or whatever, but the That's not how you balance strong things. You don't just make it really hard to get by just making it super high RNG shit. Like, if you want it to be hard to get, RNG only takes you so far. Like, put it in front of a difficult boss. Something that, even at the highest levels, it would still be difficult to fight. Because then, when you beat it, it actually feels like you've accomplished something, and you're rewarded with something good. You know, even, like, let's say I, as a level 500 guy, go and fight this tailed beast alone. That's gonna be hard, right? For sure. But it's not, like, impossible, for one. And for two, it's like, it's not even skill-based.
Hey, thank you for the follow.
Oh, hello. Yeah, I mean, it's not even skill-based. It's just... It's just there. Like, you just hit it until it dies. Which is already pretty bad. This isn't no, like, Elden Ring style gameplay where you can actually, like, feel yourself getting better.
Yeah.
It's more like this, like, big creature moves around with, like, barely functional animations and, like, teleports its attacks onto your skull.
Yeah.
It doesn't even work half the time. So you don't even feel like you've really accomplished anything when you do win. And when you do win, it's a 10% chance to actually get the thing.
Yeah.
And if anyone else is around, they can steal the getting the item thing. Which is, what?
Yeah, that's, yikes.
Like, I don't even have the brain power to understand, like, what terrifying, like, Jimbo brain blast they had to go, oh, but what if we make everything so fucking terrible that nobody will ever get the shit they want? Even though that's, like, the whole point of the game.
Yep.
It's deranged in the worst way possible.
Yep.
And yet somehow people still think the game is like this masterpiece somehow.
I don't know. People are
like, you'll see,
weird.
Like, Tears of the Kingdom, that's a masterpiece. Shindo Life, 3 out of 10.
Yeah. Also, I'm just very thoroughly entertained by the fact that you've spent most of this entire video brain, the most of this entire everything complaining about the one Roblox game.
Well, yeah, because, like, it has potential, but it's not cashing in. It's just, it, like, complains at the people who complain at it, even though they're not making any effort to make the game better. And everyone who hasn't been burned by that basically just goes, oh, maybe I don't want to go over there, I don't want to be like that, and just acts like it's all good, when it's not. It's so goofy to me.
Yep.
Because, like, they can't say it's bad, because if it is bad, then, like, what are they gonna do? Tell it to the developers? They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
And all they can do is stop playing. That's what I did. You know, me and my friend, we were excited for it a couple of times because we knew that these developers were, you know, relatively new and didn't really know how to develop a game. But it's been a solid 4 years since then. They haven't improved.
Yeah.
Like, the visuals get a little better, and the movement gets a little more fun, and then very bad again, and then a little more fun, but still really bad. But their actual game design and, well, their lack of storytelling I mean, come on. After
Yeah.
4 years of developing the same game, you can't figure out how to just make the gameplay loop a little less bad?
Yeah.
How? How? I don't get it.
I honestly don't know.
And with a player base that large, can you not get, like, a couple testers to be like, hey, do you think this is a good thing or not? And you could be like, I don't want to play 500 hours of this game to get to this part. And they could be like, facts. Like, end of sentence. You're right. Again, then. We'll move it down and weaken it up and let it be like a progression thing. It's so dumb. And this is something that plagues a lot of games on the site. Is this, like, we got an idea, but we're barely gonna follow through with it, and then we're just gonna, like, scuff everything else. Like, we're gonna be like, oh, dude, don't worry. Don't worry. You, after 400 hours, can do a fireball. And it's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Why? What? No. So yeah, I mean, I want the games on the site to be better because, like, I could see a future where the games are really cool. But not yet. Not to mention the plague of simulator games. I mean, Christ. You can't go fucking 2 seconds without finding games that are like, oh, dude, you want to, like, mow your lawn for 5 hours? Just want to waste your life mowing a virtual lawn?
There's so many mobile games that are like that, though.
But in those cases, it's like, yeah, I'll, like, mow my lawn for a minute and then turn off my phone.
Yeah.
But I don't need Roblox for that. I could just get the mobile game
Right?
because it's free and probably less predatory in some cases. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, legitimately, some of the shit you see on Roblox is just developers. Not even getting into the fact that there's a legitimate, actual fucking stock market gambling part of real Roblox.
Yeah.
That is facilitated by Roblox.
Yeah.
They have NFTs. Well, not exactly NFTs. They are NFTs, but they're not named NFTs. They're their own thing. But basically do the same thing. So, struggles. But, like, a lot of the time they can be that predatorial because, well, honestly, the profit margins oftentimes suck ass. And even if they didn't suck ass, why do you think simulator games are so popular? And why they're made so much? Because they know that the people around here are mobile games, are, like, on mobile, and will, well, play on mobile. And if they're playing on mobile, they're mobile game players, and mobile game players, well, they like their mobile game loops. And also like microtransactions a lot. A lot of them do, at least. Or at least are very susceptible. What can I say? They're not immune to propaganda. But, like, what the hell is going on stream?
I am trying to figure out layer stuff is all. There's a few spots in the white that I gotta fix.
You know, even those simulator games, though, even they are better than some of these other ones that we've been getting recently. Like, there's these really, really bad games that look like they're just copy and pasted, even more so than normal simulator games. I'm talking like literally copy and pasted. Like every asset's the exact fucking same except for the like one difference being like every time you jump you gain one more jump. You know, you get a little bit higher. Or every time you walk you get a little bit more walky. Like games like these are even worse
Yeah.
because at least simulator games have something going on. Like B-Sim is at least something.
Yeah.
These games are you walk around
And a lot of what carries
until
B-Sim is its community as well, which tends to be actual genuine people that'll go and be like, hey, this person seems to be really struggling with the game. I'm farther in. Why don't I stop and like help them finish the flower? Because then both people get the flower as
Yeah.
a thing to complete
like
missions.
those
and whatnot.
cases are great. Like being able to help people and having a community of people who actually want to fucking help you is great. That's not very often that happens. B Simulator is definitely not the norm. It's one of those gems in the rough vibes. Like I'm never one to play those types of games because obviously I'm not a big fan of simulator games. Otherwise, I wouldn't be rambling on like this. But like, at least B-Sim's better than some of these. There are some really shitty games on there that are doing way better than they should. Just because little Timmy doesn't understand what makes a good game. And a lot of these games are very much covered in little Timmys. That's a terrifying image. Anyway, you know, little Joshua doesn't actually understand what makes a game good. He just looks at the, oh, I can jump high, and jumps high, and then just forgets about everything else. I mean, like, if you're playing, like, Pet Simulator X, one, stop. Like, just don't play it. I don't have another recommendation for you. Like, if I don't, still don't play the game. They support NFTs. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, there was something I
they
saw.
literally have attempted on multiple occasions.
Ooh. Yeah, there was something
Yeah?
I saw about the developers of the Werecats, like, the big main Werecats game. And just something about a history of, like, racism, transphobia, and, like, something anti-Semitism. So I'm just like, great. Cool. Wonderful. Wow.
I have not heard that story yet, so it may not be totally credible, but in the case of Pet Simulator X, it is. It is full on a thing because they advertised it in game. You would go in the game and there's like billboards all over the place that are like, buy our NFT, invested shitcoin and all that. So, there's no avoiding the allegations of them being morons. So, I mean, like in the case of if you play Pet Simulator X, I recommend you don't. Just don't support them. There are other games that are identical to that and aren't funding them. And like you could play like anime Pet Simulator X. It's literally the same fucking game, like almost identically, made by someone else. Who, you know, doesn't have NFTs. At least not that we know of. I mean, it's not like I'm fucking stalking every developer I know about or anything. Mostly. But like, yeah. Just, when it comes to those sorts of games, there are good ones, and then there are everything else. Which is bad. But at least they're not the +1 jump every second game. Because honestly, those are even lower than most mobile games. Like, you know those ones that are like, walk around on this white board with stolen assets until, you know, you get like the max level of twerkage or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the mobile game ads, those.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those games are better than the shit I see on the front page of Roblox sometimes. It is just fucking depressing. Granted, not as depressing as Roblox's experience with predators. Woo!
Yep.
A great video for this is made by People Make Games, I believe is their name.
Mm-hmm.
They did a 2-part series on, oh my fucking god, Roblox is deranged as hell.
Yeah. I think we knew that already, though.
Because, I mean, like, you may know that Roblox is kind of just scuffed, but, like, you don't know how scuffed until you watch those videos. I mean, like, you may know some of it, but you don't know all of it.
Mm-mm.
Like, fucking casually, there's a stock market. This stock market, some things even go for, like, multiple thousands of dollars for a single item. That is basically an NFT. You know, before NFTs were cool, quote unquote. We are talking, these people were like the fucking progenitors of this shit. Like, next to TF2 Marketplace, which in that case, I can excuse the TF2 Marketplace, they're cool about it. And also it isn't literally like destroying the economy or anything. It's just like an in-game thing. But in the case of Roblox, they have legal means for you to make your money through stock market trading through their site.
Yeah.
Like, in-house ways to change the virtual money into real money through their means. It's like 1,000 for $100 or something. Not $100. That would be fucking deranged. Like 10, I think. 1,000 for $10, something like that. I don't remember. But like, it's DevX is the name of it. It's not good by any means. It's very bad. What's the word? Fractions? I don't know. The proportions are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You get like, I think it was 60% of the profit goes to you, and then the rest of it goes to Roblox, which means 40% of it goes to Roblox.
Yeah.
Which is fucking stupid, but, you know, kind of just, yeah, that's how it is.
Par for the course for them at this point.
Yeah. But, like, that's pretty bad. Don't get me wrong. Child gambling, pretty bad. But you know what's worse? Not controlling their community at all the second they're off the site. I'm talking actual Roblox, like, confirmed Discords, things that they should be focusing on because, you know, it's their job.
Mm-hmm.
The second it's on Discord, not monitored at all.
Jeez.
Which means, say I'm a kid, say I'm some 4-year-old kiddo skadoodle, and I hear about this Discord thing where I can, you know, talk about my favorite game with like-minded individuals. Now, a while back, go on.
Discord has age limit.
True.
However,
Also very technically, they had a form for this. There was a Roblox form in which you could do this sort of thing. It would basically be like Roblox Discord.
mm-hmm.
And it existed for a long time. In fact, I was on there for a little bit. Back when I was a little younger, you know, like 13 or something. Like, yeah, that was where you did that sort of thing. But then they added Discord support, and immediately, and I'm talking like the second they figured out how Discord worked, they shut it down. They do not want to monitor these people at all. It's not like, oh, I don't want to monitor it because I don't have the personnel. They have the money. They can do that.
Yep.
They just don't care. And not only do they not care, And not only is that bad, but it is, like, legitimately, like, really bad. Like, ugh, bad. Because I want to go talk to like-minded individuals on Discord because the forums no longer exist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Normally, there would be, like, a thing where they have to, like, maybe every month check the chat logs of the Discord or something, just to be like, hey, is there fucking deranged shit going on here? I don't know yet. Let's go check. That's the appropriate thing to do. But instead, you can just make an account, which Discord does not fucking do anything to stop you from being a 4-year-old on Discord. I would know. End of sentence. Actually, I think I was, like, 10 when I made my Discord account, but whatever. Like, they don't do anything to stop you, so you could totally just make one. And you're like a 4, 5, 6-year-old, whatever. And you hop into, I don't know, there was one Sonic fan game that was being made that had, like, a whole thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
In which, yeah, Roblox is not a safe place.
Nope.
In any place at all. I mean, disregarding the legitimate, like, not safe for work games that exist on the site,
Mm-hmm.
that are just kind of, like, swept under the rug by the entirety of the Roblox team. You know, disregarding that,
Yep.
the whole problem with predators and stuff is still huge. So just disregarding the low quality of the games itself, Roblox is still very scuffed. And, yeah, they don't give a fuck. They even, oh god. Oh, one of my favorite bits. People Make Games made that first video, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh my god, guys, there is a legitimate child stock market in this game. And you know what Roblox did when they asked for an interview about this? They said, stop talking about this or we will sue you.
Mm.
Because they don't want anyone talking about it. They didn't even say, like, we'll sue you for defamation. They said, we will sue you. We will go for legal action. They didn't say for what. They just said that they would.
The
And
only
obviously,
case,
given
the
the
only
second
case
part,
they
they
would
went,
have,
no. Why
The-
would we do that?
the only case they would have
Because
is
we know we're in the
defamation.
right and that you don't have any dirt on us, so we don't care. I mean, it's they are not the most reputable source for fun stuff to do. But I mean, there's some good shit in there. You know, despite all of my complaining, there's some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there are cool people. It's just that you have to kind of dig.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't get DM'd.
Yeah.
It's a very much bit spooky. I'm sure for a lot of these younger folk who kind of understand what's going on a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since the People Make Games video got super popular and a lot of people looked at it and went, oh,
Yeah.
I did not know this. Which is probably why Roblox got so fucking spooked and shook over that first video and tried to get them to basically shut up
Yeah.
because they were threatening to basically wring them dry by putting them through a court case that they can't survive,
Yep.
which they never went through with because they realized that at a certain level of popularity, if they did go through with that, no one would play on the site anymore.
Yep.
It is, yikes. It's very yikes.
It's very yikes.
But despite all that, there are some cool things on the site.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely some things where I'm just like,
drywall.
yeah, there are definitely some things that are like, hey, if you guys had the choice, I'm sure you'd use a different platform or like go for indie or with like Steam or something like that. It's just that,
You know, in fact, I was talking about, what's their names? Neon Knights.
Mm.
The people behind that, Blockage, they're actually moving on. They're going off of Roblox for the next games they do.
Really?
They are actually moving away from Roblox, which is really exciting. Because if they ever plan on, like, redoing Neon Knights, I would be mad down. Especially some of their other games, like Boost Vector. They have some really fucking good games that I would love to see be put into an actual engine that can handle the kinds of games they want to play and want to make and all that. Because they got great ideas. So I'm excited to see where they go from there. So there are people who are doing that. They learn some of the main stuff that they need to know off of here, and then go to everywhere else when they have the necessary skill to develop in other spaces. Which is super cool. And I mean, no matter how much I can try to deny it, I still definitely did grow up on the site. I played Roblox since, God, like, the main account that I don't have, like, a forgotten password for is, was made in 2014, so almost 10 years ago now. And what was its name? Golden Runner or something? That was the original account. That one was like 2 years older than that. So I've technically been around for like 11 years on this site.
Yeah.
So
That is so long.
Yeah, it's too long, frankly. But like in that case, I can't really just ditch the fact that I have played on it and know a lot about it, because, well, I've been here kinda just surfing every once in a while, for playing it on and off for years and years. I can't really escape that. It's sort of an ingrained thing. The only thing that I can escape is having shit taste.
Yep.
Which I can say I have done. Because, yeah, there are great games on this site. It just takes some digging. Sometimes a lot of digging. Sometimes, actually, a lot of digging. But either way, at a certain point, you will find something cool that you actually want to play. I think, yeah. There's something out there that I'm sure even you would get way into for no reason.
Of course.
Other than Beeson.
Other than Beeson.
Because, like, that's the thing. Despite all of the goofiness, there is actual, like, people wanting to make games that they like, and that they know other people would like. And at the end of the day, that means good games. You know, that means your Abyss Worlds and your, your Robot 64. Like, there are real games out here. It's just that you have to kind of survive the Wild West while you look for it. Which can be painful at times.
Yep.
There's like Entry Point, which is like a really cool kind of game that hasn't really been done in the way that it was ever. It kind of takes like Hitman and Payday and puts them together. Which is super cool, and I kind of wish it would get remade into like an actual like real game, because despite how great some of the games on this site can be, I can say that most of them would be better on a different platform. Because like, well, it's just not a great. Some of them are even easier at times. But I mean, even throughout all of that, there is a charm to Roblox because of how long there has been a community.
Mm-hmm.
You know, despite all of the horrifying corporate shenanigans that are going on behind the scenes and the uh pedophiles, there's still something. There's still something out there. It's just finding it. And there still is a very much living community that proliferates throughout the entire site and its people. Wow, I used so many more fucking vocabulary words in there that I needed to. Fucking, when's the last time you've heard someone say fucking proliferate? So.
Just then.
True, you're right. But yeah, I mean, despite everything, it is still a community of people that can actually be kind of enjoyable to be around.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any idea how many times I've, for some reason, come into contact with, like, a philosophical war debate with someone just in chat. Which is not something you'd expect from funny kids Lego game. But it is what happens. And that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I don't usually ramble like this.
No, you're fine.
Please. But yeah, I mean, you know, I fucking despise a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. There's so much shit that I really wish was not nearly this shit, but I mean, what am I to do? Other than, you know, make a game that's good and try to make it, you know, somewhat popular so people can, like, look at it and be like, oh shit, there are actually, like, games to play on these sites. I'd love to make a game that just kind of tells everybody that they should stop playing the shit games so we can make games better. But, that sounds like a lot of effort for a message that will probably not reach most people. Because, you know, I might be very much into, like, hey, please make quality fucking games. But a lot of other people just want to get in and play, like, a shitty mobile game and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Which I have nothing... There's nothing wrong with that. You know, just play what you want, obviously, but I think that to, you know, help with the reputation of the site itself, that would really bring it along a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck I just said, Christ. Because, yeah, I mean, last time I checked, simulator games still really aren't good. For the most part. And a lot of people have actually gotten to the point of sort of making satire versions of them. You know, like, fucking, what's the name of it? Dad Brings Back Milk Simulator or some shit.
Mm.
Which is like, that's just goofy, but it's still somehow a more quality game with a more, like, defined vision than most of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the endings games are plenty fun on their own. But that's because they know what they're doing. They're just like, I want to make this game, and I want to do these things, and that's it. And you know what? Yeah. Good. Yeah. You know, you don't have to make some crazy, you know, 4-part story with an A and B plot, you know, where you save the world from the glumschnobs, but, like, you can, but just understand that it's not, like, a simple undertaking.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know, the game's not gonna be that good. And it doesn't have to be, but, you know, don't act like it's amazing.
I don't know if I'm still live or not. Great. Discord shit itself. Come on. Psst, 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 Discord. Psst, 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 Discord. Jesus. Okay, I think even if it does or doesn't actually like get this,